This is the Gestures Gaming Update Podcast on episode 27, coming live on Twitch. So you can view us at twitch.tv/GestureTRT for our podcast on Friday around like noonish time. So also with some Twitch news, if everyone saw on Twitch, fans of Twitch, they're changing their layout, not the layout, the way they're doing things. New streamers actually cannot stream anymore. You have to be with Twitch for so long before you can actually start streaming. So there's getting a lot of backlash. A lot of people aren't happy about it, but it's the one thing that they can do to stop the recent flooding of bad material that's been constantly hammering them lately.
Well, how long is the waiting period? Did they say? I didn't hear anything about this, so this is news to me.
So I didn't see the waiting period yet. They just put the tweet out. I guess a lot of people have been spamming them, hitting them hard with bad content on all of their. They've been getting thousands of videos posted up on content that's. So they've changed it. So now you need to be. We're fine. We've been there for long enough, so we passed that thresh point. But you have to be a member for so long before you can actually stream.
I'm gonna look this up to see if they have anything. Because this, like I said, this is the first time I'm hearing of this. But I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. So, but
now,
that's what it is.
Yeah. So diving into our news right away.
Yeah, a lot of news. Because E3 is right around the corner, and everything is getting not leaked, but everything is getting revealed.
Yeah.
So there'll be
So
a
we
lot.
have all the
Lots.
revealer trailers. So don't have many yet, but I'll let you take it away. I'm actually going to pull something up. If you want to take it away with your Pokemon news, right?
Okay, yeah. So, yes, because there's a lot of Pokemon to just go through. And I'm going to go through it really quick here. Detective Pikachu was obviously, if you did not know, the biggest movie, not biggest movie of all time, but one of the biggest video game movies of all time. Became the highest grossing opening movie and is on track to become the highest grossing video game adaptation of a video game. So congrats to that. So the folks at Nintendo and whoever else makes Pokemon Company, sorry, my brain is gone. They decided that, a sequel of sorts is great for the Switch. So they said Detective Pikachu, it's going to either be a sequel or it's going to be a deluxe edition with a brand new ending of sorts. But they didn't really get into that in detail. They just said that. And moving on from that, we have Pokemon Masters, which is a mobile game. And basically in Pokemon Masters, you're battling. I'm sorry that I can't get over that. That face. Pokemon Masters basically is a mobile game that is pitting you. It's a turn-based strategy game that is pitting you against previous gym leaders. You have your Brock, you have your Misty, you have Lieutenant Sarge. Basically, all gym leaders from past and up to present series of Pokemon games. Then they got Pokemon Sleep and Pokemon Home. Pokemon Sleep is a new device from Nintendo, and they're calling it a Pokemon Go Plus. Because why not? And basically, you sleep next to it, and it tracks your sleep activity somehow. And while you're sleeping, when you wake up, there will be a mobile app of sorts that can tell you, what you did in your sleep, like how long you were asleep and everything like that. Plus, it will have interactive games that you can play in your sleep. It all goes on in your sleep, and you will wake up and see what your Pokemon did while you were sleeping.
Sounds like a good way to track you in your sleep.
Yes,
this person's sleeping.
They have to because they need to now. And then Pokemon Home is basically a new version of Pokemon Bank. So that is where we're at with Pokemon. A lot of Pokemon news. It was a big press conference a couple days ago. They do this every year now. It started to be a yearly thing. They started it last year. They were doing a press conference right before E3. And, this year they did the same thing. So
I'll play some Pokemon, and then I'll be put to Pokemon Sleep.
And we still have Sword and Shield coming. Sword and Shield news coming on the 5th of June. So, I mean, it's not the end.
5th.
Moving on.
All of our big news is coming up. So
we got lots of news. So we...
yeah. That was all for your Pokemon.
That was all for Pokemon. There wasn't a lot to talk about it because a lot They basically just, it was more like, we're going to announce this and then you guys can figure it out as time goes, which is kind of what the Pokemon company does. They're just like, yeah, we're going to announce it and then all of a sudden, like 4 months from now, the mobile game will drop and you won't hear about it until that day. And that's how they function.
Yeah. So then, next on our list, I have some. Here we go. Bungie news. So we already know that they split with Activision a while ago, and we've been wondering what's going to be new with them. They've been taking a break to get all their everything in order, get planned out and everything. So now they're back. They got Destiny 2 launch with the Seasons of Opulence, which will launch on June 4th, 2 days before their E3 conference. They're going to continue planned content throughout that whole week, the following weeks it's going to take after. Bungie, they're going to be pushing forward. They're talking about a new game. So they have their Destiny 2, all of this DLC. The Seasons of Opulence is going to include a new 6-player matchmaking activity.
And this is the last expansion?
Yeah, this will be the last one for Destiny 2, I do believe. The last big one. So this will be the last biggest one with the annual pass that they have, giving you new weapons, new raids, new... where did I leave off? The season will include two new exotics for everyone with the pass. One's going to be a hand cannon, Lumia. Everyone loves their hand cannons in the game, so they have an OP one coming out for it. A new activity called Tribute Halls and Moments of Triumph, and the return of the Solace of Heroes. So they're going to make Gambit accessible to all players with this new content. Then they went on to say that they have Destiny 3 will be pushed long back. They're talking about they'll do it, but not for a while because they want to do something new next that they'll be revealing on their E3, which is set for June 6th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. That's 1 p.m. Eastern time.
So is this something separate from Destiny?
What's that?
Something separate from Destiny.
Yeah, it won't be a Destiny-related thing. They're doing a brand new game, new thing. Then afterwards they'll work on Destiny 3. But they're going to work on a new game first.
So we're looking at maybe 2021, 2022 for Destiny 3, I would say.
Probably 2022, I'm thinking.
Yeah. PS5. PS5.
Yeah, it'll definitely be PS5 era, Rain.
All right.
But that's it for Bungie. What else did you have? We'll switch back and forth.
We got
here.
a lot. I'm just going to go. I don't have a lot. It just is some quick updates here. We have Harvest Moon was just announced. Harvest Moon Mad Dash for the Switch and the PS4. And I don't know much about it yet. They just literally just announced it. I'm not a big Harvest Moon fan, so it's not. But a lot of people love it, so I figured we'd give it a shout out.
I like Harvest Moon.
I figured. But Ghostbusters. The Ghostbusters video game is back after 10 years. Coming to PC, Switch, Xbox, and PS4. Xbox One, not Xbox. We have, let's see, Darksiders is supposed to be getting a new game revealed at allegedly a new game revealed at E3. It could just be another remake or reboot, or it could be a whole new game. Dead by Daylight got a September release date for a Switch.
Yep, and did you actually see the new character, one we were talking about, coming to the game? Ghostface is coming to Dead by Daylight.
Ghostface is definitely coming, and we knew that because they leaked it weeks ago, and we're like, that's not happening. But we knew it was happening, so...
Yeah.
But yeah, so there was Dead by Daylight coming to the Switch, and that's supposed to get gameplay footage today. So later today, if you're watching this live, there will be at 3 o'clock, there will be a Dead by Daylight stream to celebrate the 3rd anniversary of Dead by Daylight, and they will be streaming what the Switch version looks like. So I'm going to tune in. I'm not expecting much because what they showed at the Direct a couple months ago looked like garbage, but they had a couple months to maybe get something going. Who knows? The only other notable thing, and we're getting to that in a second, The Simpsons will be at E3 for some reason.
Yeah, I heard talking about a new game for it.
New game. Some people are saying Hit and Run 2.
Yeah,
Some people
that's
are
the biggest
saying,
one I heard.
You know, I think I have a crazy oddball prediction that we could see both a game and an announcement of sequel for the Simpsons movie. There hasn't been much news on the Simpsons. They said that it would be when they originally made it. They said, they were looking maybe 10 to 15 years before they'd even consider. This was in interviews after because of how much work went into the first movie and. And that time frame is almost up, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
But we have this is a big one. We have Death Stranding trailer playing right now.
Yeah, I figure it's an 8-minute little spoiler trailer here, so I get it playing while we're talking about little things in the background.
Yes, but yeah, that's actually one of my topics was Death Stranding. So
yeah, so you can jump right into that here.
Yeah, I haven't seen. Okay, so Death Stranding, obviously developed by as I just said, Kojima, and Norman Reedus is in this. This was originally supposed to be the game they were working on. Originally was Silent Hills, but then that, of course, never saw the light of day. And now we have Death Stranding, which now we finally get to see what the hell it actually is about. Because 3 E3s in a row, nobody had a single idea.
Yeah. It was well, that was really weird. He just pulled the ladder out of his bag, and that's
just
odd.
Casually, like no big deal.
It's like one of those old Three Stooges cartoons where they just pull a lot of things out of this tiny bag.
It's like Fortnite now, where you can just build random things, but you just pull random ladders out of here.
But yeah, so... Oops, sorry.
No, I was just saying, this was not at all what I was expecting this game to be.
Yeah, because the last 3 years, you said, we had no idea.
Because the way I thought it was completely going to be like a single-player survival, thing where you're just scavenging and trying to survive because you're stuck on like this deserted island or something. But here it's this whole like militant thing where, there's this whole, literally this whole faction comes and, invades these cities, and then it's insane. It's like not at all what...
Yeah.
I certainly didn't expect it to go this route. Like,
yeah, it's definitely a bit different now. It does look really good, and definitely because the trailers we watched before, it was like the guy was walking and a baby, and then the baby just vanishes suddenly, and you had no idea what was going on, what the game was about.
Well, all I knew is I thought the baby had something to do with like there's it was the end of the world kind of thing, and maybe that's the last life. And that's a new life or something. That's what I thought. Like, I thought it was going to be apocalyptic or something. But like I said, I definitely did not expect it to go the route it's going. And it looks like a mixture of games, to be honest with you. It looks like it's got elements of, like, Just Cause.
Yeah.
Seen a lot of that in the gameplay, the reveal trailer. I'm wondering if there's going to be some sort of co-op campaign, because they haven't said anything about that.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that mentioned.
But I mean, it definitely looks like it could go that route. And this comes out
the baby?
September? No, November.
Yeah, November.
So we're going to November, and
it was funny. They were trolling a little bit with it. If you watch the when it came live on Twitch, and they had you're trying to watch it, and then they had this hand just reaching out, and the more people who came into the stream to watch the trailer, more hands came and took over the stream, so you couldn't see. You could see less and less and less as more people watched it.
That's the way to do it, man. That's the way to do it. But, I mean, this could potentially... I don't know. It's too early to tell if it's going to be like Game of the Year contender or if it's even... Well, it's coming out kind of late, so that might hurt its chances a little bit.
Anything after November doesn't even get qualified in Game of the Year, I've noticed. They kind of...
But, I mean, it could go either way. It could be, like, really amazing, or it could be a huge flop. Because now that we're seeing what it is... Yeah. I mean, I'm willing to give it a chance. It looks, like I said, definitely was not what I was expecting, so I'm willing to give it a chance, but I don't know if that means it's going to be... it means if it's going to be good.
Yeah. But that's all we got on that. So, yes, moving on.
Yeah. Well, the only other thing I had was I had just one more game, and that was Square Enix was talking about an Avengers game at E3. And did you hear anything about it or anything?
Yeah, we talked about this. I showed the trailer for it, the teaser trailer, about 5 podcasts ago, I think, but we didn't have any actual news on it yet. So what do you got?
Well, they're saying it's going to be. Well, there was a mix of things that they were saying. They're saying it's supposed to be like this amazing co-op experience, and
last time I heard that, I was disappointed.
Right? And I guess it's supposed to be. I don't know if it's supposed to be like a hack and slash kind of thing, or if it's supposed to be like like a tactical co-op where the co-op is really essential to the game. I've heard both things, so I haven't heard, but we're gonna find out at E3. Just felt like mentioning that. That's all I got for that.
I should have pulled up the trailer again and played it a second time, but I'd have to go and find it again.
We'll find out in less than 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's true. It's coming up quick.
I feel like Square's gonna steal the show, possibly.
Probably, but CG Project Red said they have something huge planned.
I know you have Call of Duty stuff, so I didn't touch that.
Yes, I do. Okay, so let me pull it up here, close this trailer out.
Because I was looking at my list and I had Call of Duty, so I was like, let me get to it, but then I forgot that was one of your...
Well, for Call of Duty, pretty much, I think you touched the basic things. I just go into depths about the gameplay itself. So I'm sure everyone saw now. It's been huge news, trending all over the internet. The Modern Warfare, which is really confusing since there's already a Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
But this is supposed to be like a whole, almost realistic-looking type.
Yeah.
Complete.
Well, they did. They made it. The graphics. One thing they did. They bumped these graphics up amazing. It looks beautiful, and so the way it's playing out is there's different sides of the war that you can play on. They provide playable perspectives on different camps with military's task force called Tier 1 operations on the side of the Rebels for Freedom fighters. The operatives, pretty much there's different teams you can go into and jump into the little battle here. It looks like it's a revamp. They're bringing back some of the old people that we knew from the original series, like Price. I'm curious to see about Ghost and Soap, what went on there, that whole thing.
The main thing I'm curious about, though, is if it has a single-player campaign or if it's
Modern Warfare, definitely. This is more focused on the campaign because Modern Warfare was huge on the story base with like Price and Soap and everything that went on. They actually didn't even touch upon the multiplayer yet. They didn't say anything what's expected from multiplayer.
So I know that's one thing with Call of Duty. I know they started shifting to, but it looks beautiful. And that's something I would never say about a Call of Duty game. So,
yeah, and the campaign actually bounces between 2 different versions, putting the players in the role of the counterterrorism this time, the counterterrorism operatives fighting against the invading force through different times in the storyline. So you're going to be with them going through different types of groups. You're going to be jumping around the campaign a lot. But the biggest thing that was pushed on this game was it's completely crossplay between all consoles. Well, I say that all consoles that this game's coming to, such as PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So kind of everything but the Switch. So sorry, Switch people, you don't get this.
They don't want it. No, I have no idea. But yeah, I am. Like I said, I think this could be. This might be the Call of Duty that I play. I hate to say that.
Well, if anyone, Modern Warfare was by far the best of all the. I loved Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3. Beyond all the other ones.
But what else do we got for news? We got.
So, let's see.
I only got 2 more things to talk about. So.
I got. Let me.
And I'm done.
Freeze cam up for a second here. Come on.
freeze cam. Let's not freeze the cam.
I don't know why it's not coming over. Well, take away what you were saying while I'm
All right,
working with
so
this.
we got. Oh, there we go. We're back, sort of. We got Xbox. Microsoft has been, especially since Phil Spencer took over, there's been a lot of Microsoft doing things that no other gaming company is doing. So one of the things, I know we talked about this like a couple podcasts ago, we're talking about how the Halo Master Chief Collection was coming to Steam.
Yeah, yes.
So they just announced that we can expect a ton more of Xbox exclusive games to come to the Steam platform because they want to reach as many gamers as possible, because gamers are now consuming media in a new way, consuming games in a new way, not in a new way, but necessarily, and also they want to appeal to as many the gamers wherever the hell they are. So we will see, in addition to that, we will see Gears 5 and the Age of Empires franchise as the next games that are coming to Steam. No word on when, but
Yep, that goes in with last week when I was talking about they had 12 games they were announcing, Gears 5, Halo, and all the 10 others that they had talked about that they're going to be showing off.
And that's not all, though. They're also talking about, Microsoft Game Pass expanding to the PC and things like that. So it's definitely, they're definitely thinking outside the box for their next generation, which I think they have to be, because they're getting smoked as far as traditional console goes. So for them to be thinking outside the box is good. It's good for business.
Yeah.
The only other thing I had is, unfortunately, Friday the 13th lawsuit news. We have, hold up, my dog is going nuts. I do apologize, but Friday the 13th lawsuit news. The mailman is probably here, and that's what's driving her nuts. No settlement was reached they had a phone mediation on the 23rd of May, and unfortunately nothing came of it again, and this was their last chance to actually get something accomplished. So unfortunately, this is going to be dragged out for another 2 or 3 years, or until one of them drops dead. So we were all hoping for good news, but unfortunately, not the case.
Well, that's okay. I'm just hoping we get a movie. That's all I want right now.
That puts it in jeopardy, unfortunately, until at least 2022, or sucks, but
yeah.
So sorry, fans of Friday, but that's all I got for all my news. So we can finish it off with what the remainder you got. And
I've got one more big thing here. Pulling it up now, really quick. So this has also been pretty big news coming out, and let me get this picture out of the way. Good picture, but
E3 schedule. Get it out of the way.
Yeah, we'll put it up there. We got Borderlands. We already know Borderlands 3 coming out. Big news. We talked about it. The running gun, which is weird. But they also have some more news. Borderlands 2 is actually getting a DLC. They said Gearbox is set to release new DLC for Borderlands 2 before 3 comes out.
Well, yeah, because now that's the free game of the month on PS4.
Yeah. So everyone's got some Borderlands 2 now, so now they're going to build up, and it's actually transitioning into Borderlands 3 because it's titled Commander Lilith and the Fight for Sanctuary. And according to the source, the DLC will launch the week of E3, so coming up, so between June 10 and 14.
Which, like I said, with it being one of the free games on PS4, it's the perfect time to release a DLC, because you're getting Borderlands 2 is one of them that you're getting in the thing.
Yep, 2 and the pre-sequel.
So of course, yeah, now you can, if you're giving out like 10 million copies of the free game, hypothetically, there's your market to really, so that's genius.
And since you already know that Lilith shows up in Borderlands 3 trailer, as we just saw, it's likely, it's more than likely, it's probably, since it's Commander Lilith, this is going to be a bridge between the Borderlands 2 and 3 story arc. They're connecting these two now. So what happens in this DLC is going to transition right into Borderlands 3.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
I have to play it yet. I still have to play these Borderlands, but I'll have my share when it's free next month. So, except for the first one, I won't get to play the first one, but I'll probably find that on PC for like $5 on sale. So
maybe. So you'll have to jump through. You've got a lot to go through. There's, if you count Tales of Borderlands, there's 4 or 5 games now.
I got a lot to do in a little bit of time. So if it ends up on my Game of the Year list, we'll see.
So this one will be 5.
But what else you got? Because I do want to just close out with the upcoming games for June, but whatever else you got before that. It's all
you. I'm all done here.
All right, so to close out tonight's episode, this afternoon, we have upcoming June video game releases, and some of them are pretty good, some of them are, whatever. But we discuss it every month, so I figured why not. Let's see, I was trying to look to see what's notable here. Octopath Traveler finally comes to PC on June 7th. It's a huge one. A lot of people are excited about it because it was a Switch exclusive for a year, and now it's coming to PC. Great game. Check it out if you don't own a Switch. Definitely get it on PC.
That's what I plan.
Yes. I don't know what Battle Worlds is, but that's coming to Switch. Another site is coming to PS4, PC, and Xbox. I don't know what that is either. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. This is a huge one. This was the one that got revamped. PC, PS4, and Xbox. I think it's coming to Switch at a later time. It was the one it was like a Castlevania type game, but then people were like, "Oh my God, this looks so terrible." So then the developers were like, "Oh no, we're gonna fix this," and they completely went back and revamped it, and now it looks amazing compared to what it did look like. I think that's the game. Other notable ones: Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel, coming to basically all consoles except PC on June 21st. Heavy Rain is coming to PC on June 24th. And Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is on Switch on June 25th. And Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown is getting a DLC on June 26th. And a small little game called Super Mario Maker 2 on June 28th, coming exclusively to Xbox. Coming exclusive.
Never even heard of that one. It must be the new Master Chief game.
Yes, it must be. People will ask that. They will go into GameStop and be like, "Can I get Mario on?" You've seen it yourself, so let's not even pretend it doesn't happen.
I did. I've seen that happen. Sad story. That's really happened in front of me once before. Literally right in front of me at GameStop.
My favorite, though, before we close this, funny story is we have when people used to ask me, when I went through this one store, they asked me, "Oh, can I play Blu-rays on DVD players?" And I'm like, "Well, can you play DVDs on a VHS player?" And they'd be like, "You don't have to be such an a-hole." Just funny story before we close out. That's it. That's all we got.
And with that, wrapping us up here, I'll take us away with our outro. Whoops. There we go.